Welcome to Alan Colmes Versus. We get to discuss some of the more controversial things that have been said in the recent news cycle with the key pundits and players getting attention on both traditional and digital media. It's the epitome of what we around here like to call fair and balanced. Joining me today, psychiatrist and member of the Fox News Medical A-Team. There's the bell. Dr. Keith Ablow. How you doing, Keith? Thanks for coming on.
I'm doing well, Alan. Thanks for having me.
Do you think there's an analogy to be made between Rachel Dolezal and Caitlyn Jenner?
Well, I think there is an analogy to be made because, as you know, I've been not overwhelmed, not convinced by the data that would prove, and we'd like to have data that proves that folks are born into the wrong bodies, gender-wise. I would say before we go about the very arduous clinical path of suggesting to adolescents that they can change their gender. And I warned during the Chaz Bono Dancing with the Stars time, I warned that folks listening could be coaxed out of their realities, out of what they previously considered to be who they were, into a new way of thinking about themselves that might or might not be authentic. And what I mentioned at the time is, listen, it doesn't have to be gender. There's nothing sacred about gender clinically. When it comes to transgender issues, it could be race, it could be age.
Well, here's the difference.
It can be anything that
Dr. Ablow, here's the difference. I mean, Rachel Dolezal literally lied about her race. Caitlyn Jenner went through hormone treatment, was very open about what she was going through.
That's bigoted of you and stigmatizing, and that she's transracial. So where do you get off, Alan? You're such a supporter of transgender rights.
Well, you
right?
said,
and yet when somebody says I've been born into the wrong skin, you're calling her a liar. How come?
Because she lied about her race, and you can change gender. You can go through medical treatment. You can't change your race. You also said, if I could just
Alan,
go through.
It's as simple as a tattoo. I don't understand what you mean.
You can change your race.
Caitlyn Jenner, when she competed in the Olympics,
well, yes,
competed as a man.
But
so was she lying back then? Is she lying now? I think
what she was doing was being open about the transition and then being open about going through medical treatment. You said the liberal element in this country is very much in this trans race kind of movement or trans age. Why do you have to blame liberals for this? Why is this a liberal conservative thing?
Well, because liberals have embraced the notion of self-determination. They have said what self-determination means is that you should fight the police, you should be free and encouraged to consider, are you male or female, regardless of your anatomy. This has been very largely a liberal agenda.
Caitlyn Jenner.
And now it's interesting. It's interesting when we have to pay a cultural toll and the debt comes due, and we can see now that people might be shaken not only out of their gender identity, but out of their racial identity. Alan Colmes is like, no,
Wait a minute,
no.
Dr. Ablow, Caitlyn Jenner is a conservative, is a Republican. In terms of liberals saying go after the police, I don't know who has said that. I don't know where you get that from. Who said that? Where's the quote from that?
I feel as it's my feeling that it's been, and I think I'm right. If you just run the numbers, it's been largely a more liberal view that folks should consider it to be supporting people. When we support the unproven, and I mean it, like I don't know, the unproven notion that people can be born into the wrong bodies. And, you know, I don't know if Caitlyn Jenner is conservative. We just learned that Caitlyn Jenner competed for gold medals in the male side of the Olympics.
Well,
and we trusted him then.
Caitlyn Jenner
he was competing in the right events.
Caitlyn
You're
Jenner
ready to call this NAACP woman a liar,
Caitlyn Jenner,
and a fraud. But you won't, and I'm not sure you should say that about anybody, but it's interesting that you don't see any parallel because the parallel's there, so it's just denial.
We only have a second here. Keith, Caitlyn Jenner has declared that she is a Republican, but since you warned people off watching Dancing with the Stars,
if I
just get in this last question, you warned people off.
Put on People magazine again and pay
you
more
warned
money.
people off watching Dancing with the Stars with Chaz Bono. You want to warn people off watching I Am Kate or the finale of the Kardashian show because Caitlyn Jenner will be on it? You want to warn people not to watch that?
No, you know what? I don't think that it's necessarily productive to go in that direction. What I'll say is I was concerned that our rush to embrace the notion of self-direction and this concept of self as saying, I know I look like and my genetics say I'm a boy, but I'm a girl, or vice versa. We were so ready, particularly liberal people, we're so ready to embrace that. And I, the first person in the world to say it, said, watch out, careful. We don't really have the data on that. And if we go in that direction and we start elevating these people to celebrity status, people will start questioning even things as seemingly obvious as their race.
Bruce Jenner,
I was right.
Bruce
Congratulate
Jenner
me.
Was already
shake my hand. We can move on.
Bruce Jenner was already.
You were wrong. I was right.
Bruce Jenner was already a celebrity. He didn't elevate to celebrity status by becoming a she. And we sadly have to leave it there. But I'm sorry to see you making it a liberal conservative thing. This is not about left versus right. But thank you very much for talking.
It absolutely is. The right side, the conservative movement, has been aligned with the truth. Liberal folks have sold fiction as the truth. Here we see it manifesting itself.
Thanks for letting me know. Keith Ablow, thanks very much.
All right, brother.